Hey everybody, last of our asymptotes to cover, the oblique asymptote. And for the oblique asymptote, when the degree of the numerator is 1 greater than the degree of the denominator, you will have an oblique asymptote. How to find the oblique asymptote? Guess what you have to use? You have to use division. So given the rational function f of x, we're actually going to turn this into a long division problem. So the degree of the numerator is 2. Is 1 greater than the degree of the denominator? 1. There's an understood 1 there. So I know I can have an oblique asymptote. So I perform the division. And what I end up with the quotient of x plus 1. The quotient is the equation of the line that represents the oblique asymptote. So x plus 1. Three things I want to point out before we look at the example on the graph is there will be either a horizontal or an oblique asymptote. Remember, for horizontal asymptotes, when the degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator, there is no horizontal asymptote. And specifically, when the degree of the numerator is 1 greater than the degree of the denominator, you have your oblique. So you'll have either or, and there will only be one. Either be a horizontal, one horizontal, or an oblique, one oblique. Graphs may cross horizontal and oblique asymptotes. They're like a guide. That's how you can think of it. Graphs will never cross a vertical asymptote. You can think of it as a boundary. So let's take a look at Desmos for our given function f of x. So in the blue is our function f of x, and I have put in our oblique asymptote of y equals x plus 1, and that's what we have. And as I zoom out, you can see it goes along both of those sections. And that is our oblique asymptote. Again, you can only have an oblique or a horizontal. And for an oblique, when the degree of the numerator is 1 greater than the degree of the denominator. So a difference of 1. And that is our oblique asymptote. Okay guys, we had 3 that we looked at. We looked at vertical, horizontal, and oblique. Horizontal had just a little bit more that you had to memorize for it, but really only 2 things. Our vertical was simply taking the zeros of the denominator. Our oblique, you had to do some long division. So, please watch the publisher's videos. Critically think, structure your homework, reason through what you're doing, apply the knowledge, scaffold the knowledge that we've already learned into what we're doing. And good luck on the rest of your homework.